natural healthcare services, in particular through the chiropractic profession, offering health services at the Share clinics in the greater Los Angeles area. Your donations can help in expanding these facilities across the nation, research programs, and public education, thus offering a solution to the many of the health challenges we face. Your donations are tax deductible and can be sent through our website at www.sharefoundation.com. That's www.cherfoundation.com by clicking on the donation button. Thank you.
Coming up next, Solutions for Life with Dr. Gerald Coy.
Good day, America. I'm Dr. Gerald Coy, and this is Solutions for Life. Okay, how many of you made that promise, made that New Year's resolution that you were going to lose weight? Okay, now how many of you have already broken it? It's a hard thing, but it's an important thing. And that's the first half hour of the show today. We're going to be talking about that resolution, how to make it work the best for you, what you can do, what you shouldn't do, and what you need to change in your life to make it work better. It's important for people to realize how important it is to take good care of yourself. The Share Foundation is the only public nonprofit charitable organization in my profession. And we are here to bring to you information on how you can live a healthier life. But you have to understand that your health is your responsibility. You have to take care of you. Nobody else is going to do it. If you think you can abuse yourself, now I was just watching the program before and I saw people playing hockey and I watched them run into walls, traumatizing their body. And when you're young and flexible, hey, you just bounce off of things, don't you? But who knows what price you're going to pay for that later on. So you have to realize that what you do today can have a consequence tomorrow. When you step on that scale and you weigh a good weight, but you go out and you start eating and eating and eating, and you check on the scale a couple days later, yep, you gained a couple pounds. But you do the right thing. You get the exercise you need, you take better care of yourself, and you can get on that scale and say, ooh, I lost a couple pounds. How do I know this? Because I'm just as guilty as the rest of you. Yeah, I've always tried to use the beginning of the year as a time to say, you know, let's see about getting our weight down. Why? Because I'm getting older and I don't burn up the calories. And oh, by the way, there is no excuse. You think that it's always this health problem or that health problem, or it's your metabolism, or oh, you always have lots and lots of excuses as to why you can't lose weight. The fact is basically simple. You either eat more than you burn off, or you don't burn off what you eat. It's as simple as that. A good friend of mine many, many years ago was in nutrition. And though he was in nutrition, he also was a kind of a portly guy, nice guy. And he'd come by once in a while and we'd go out to lunch. And as a young doctor, I used to use all the same excuses that you used for my patients. I felt I was responsible for their health and not they were responsible. So I was very concerned about their metabolic rate and what all could be affecting their weight. And he says, Dr. Coy, he says, there were no fat people in the concentration camps. And he's right. It is still a matter of what you eat. Yeah, I was at the airport traveling across the country, and I was wanting a snack. Probably something I shouldn't have had. You find yourself craving things like that when you're traveling. And before me was a mother who was probably at least 80 pounds overweight, with one big son who was probably already about 60 to 80 pounds overweight, with two smaller kids that were probably at least 20 to 30 pounds already overweight, buying not just a little bit of ice cream, but was buying for them big cups of ice cream with candy on top and all this sort of stuff. And all I could do was stand there and be sad, because I knew that she was raising her kids in a way that was going to kill them. Yeah. Hey, folks, if you're allowing your kids to become obese, who do they have to blame but you? You're the one that buys the groceries. You're the one that gives them the funds to go buy the McDonald's hamburgers and French fries and milkshake and whatever else that they have between snacks and between meals. You're the one that allows them to sit and watch the television or stay on the computer or on the Game Boys or whatever it might be instead of going outside and playing. Hey, this is California. Now, I can understand it. If you're in New York or what was it, someplace in Minnesota that it is now something like 62 degrees below, okay, you don't need to go outside. But this is California. It is beautiful today. It is warm today. Even if it was a little bit chilly, put on your jacket, go out, play. Get your kids out playing, enjoying life. This is what they need. And if you aren't getting the exercise you need, okay, fine. That's the other half of the solution. One is what you eat. Two is what you're burning up. So we'll be talking about that a little bit more, but I want you to just know that it's a simple process. There's a lot of different things you can do, simple changes you can make in your life that doesn't have to change how it is you feel about what you're eating. I was listening to one of the morning programs, and here was one of the medical doctors as an advisor, and he was making his recommendation. He says, you really need to find a way of eating that is very close to what you're used to eating. He says, I believe in the Mediterranean diet, and we use the diet in more form not to lose weight, but how to properly eat. He says, but that's normally how I eat. I normally like that kind of food. The worst thing you can do is go into a situation where you're eating what you hate, doing what you hate, not enjoying yourself, you're miserable, and then you wonder that after you've struggled for all this time, you come back and you're through. You've lost your 10 pounds, 20 pounds, even 100 pounds. And after it's all over, wham, it all comes back because you didn't make the changes. I have dear friends, people I care a lot about, that have spent thousands and thousands of dollars on specialized foods and specialized programs and making sure they do all the right thing. And they, I'm going to do this and I'm going to follow it to the letter and I'm going to make sure I lose this weight. But after it was all over, after they had spent these thousands and thousands of dollars on all this specialized food, they go back and start eating the way they did before. And they added the 5 pounds and the 10 pounds and the 30 pounds that they had lost and the 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 60 pounds, and 80 pounds that they had worked so hard at losing. It all came back. It's what is in your head. It's what you are thinking. Look at the screen and you see two people who are looking at life out, unrealistically. But it's part in what they've been fed. It's part of what the society has fed them. Oh, it's in my genes. That's why I'm fed. Yeah, you can be big boned. Yeah, you can be a little bit of a huskier person, a shorter person, taller person, thinner person. Yeah, that's your genes. But your genes have never been one that makes you 500 pounds. But people will use it as an excuse. And then there's somebody who says, oh, well, my doctor said it's a pathology. Haven't you heard? AMA, Medical Society, comes out and says that obesity is a pathology. Of course they say it's a pathology. Why? Because now they can get insurance companies to pay them for it. And it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Look out on the roadways now. See how many lap band surgeries are being advertised, gastric bypasses, or whatever other expensive medical procedures that are designed to put money in their pockets and take weight off your body. And because they're responsible for you to lose weight. You're no longer responsible. I give my health, I give my body to the doctor. And the doctor says, hey, all you need to do is lay on this table. I'll put you asleep and I'll change the way your body works so you can't digest food that you take. Or I'll wrap a band around your stomach so you can't put anything in your stomach over a couple ounces before you have to vomit. Does that make sense? Oh, when I was involved in a lot of nutritional and therapeutic programs, we had a lot of consultations that we were doing at the gyms, because the gym is a place that a lot of people go for weight loss and to get into better shape. Well, there was somebody, a representative came by and says, we have this fantastic program. It's called Fen, a drug program to get to curb your appetite and make sure you don't eat too much. See, again, you give up your control of your body to a bunch of drugs. And guess what happened? Drugs have side effects, and people started dying. They died because of cardiovascular problems created by the drugs. So it's not in your genes. It's not something that the doctors can cure. It is your responsibility. You've got to take control of your life. You've got to do the things which are going to help you to be healthier. And being healthier means maintaining a relatively better weight. I don't necessarily agree that if you're 20 pounds, you're overweight, you're obese. You can carry extra weight. In fact, if you live in Alaska or Minnesota that's 62 degrees below, in fact, I think it was recently colder in Georgia than it was in Alaska. It's kind of nice to have an extra few pounds on to that fat is a little bit cushioning to the body, maintaining some warmth in it. And so, how bad is it? No, it's not. You can have a few extra pounds. It's getting obsessed with your weight that becomes a little bit one of the worst situations you can do. Someone who thinks, oh, I'm 5 pounds overweight, and they have to go on a crash diet where the diseases of anorexia and bulimia and things like this creep up because of the mental imbalance that exists in these people's minds. But it's just as bad of an imbalance for someone who denies the fact that, oh, I can eat whatever I want and no, I'm healthy. No, you're not. Your chance of diabetes, cardiovascular conditions, arthritis, heart conditions, and even cancers and other problems are increased, remarkably so. Is that what you want for your life? Is that what you want for your kids? Okay, you don't care? Fine. But what about your kids? If you want to be overweight, if you want to live an unhealthy life, fine. Maybe your kids will take care of you in your last days. But what about their lives? I've seen too many children with diseases and conditions developing out of being overweight. They're unhealthy, psychologically unhealthy from being made fun of as the fatty kid or whatever it might be. Kids can be very, very cruel. And to allow this to happen to your child is in part your fault. If you've allowed this child to eat more than what they should be, consume foods that are not healthy for them, that simply put them weight, and if you allow this child not to be active, you are in control of your children. Well, when we come back, we'll discuss another segment of losing weight and being healthy. So I'll be right back with you. The Share Foundation is the health division of the Coy Chiropractic Institute, a 501c3 509A2 public nonprofit organization dedicated to the growth and development of the natural healthcare services, in particular through the chiropractic profession, offering health services at the Share clinics in the greater Los Angeles area. Your donations can help in expanding these facilities across the nation, research programs, and public education, thus offering a solution to the many of the health challenges we face. Your donations are tax deductible and can be sent through our website at www.sharefoundation.com. That's www.cherfoundation.com by clicking on the donation button. Thank you.
Do we have your attention? When it comes to tequila, two things matter: heart and passion. Never compromising integrity for mass production. Number one Tequila delivers the goods. Taste the heart and passion of Mexico in every bottle. We make it right. We make it fun. Superior tequila. There's only number one. There's only number one. There's only number one.
Been in an accident? Then you need your vehicle professionally repaired. That's exactly what you get when you bring your vehicle to Greg's Auto Body Repair. Free quotes within minutes. We will provide everything you need for a hassle-free auto body repair, from an accurate estimate to working with your insurance company. We will get your vehicle to its pre-accident condition as soon as possible. Greg's Auto Body has been serving Los Angeles County and local cities since 1970. Call us at 562-789-1300.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home. At AJR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AJR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-882-1976. Or you can log on to www.agrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos español.
And we're back. We were talking about what our choices we make and what we need to understand about losing weight. That we make our all of these New Year's resolutions and then quickly break them. It's important that you find a time in which you decide that you want to be healthier. And I was talking to some friends that were going to the gyms, and they said, I wish all these New Year's resolution people would leave because the place was just absolutely crowded. Exercise is the other component of weight management. And it is a matter of managing your weight. It's not a matter of weight loss or weight gain or whatever it is. It's a matter of managing for the best healthy balance within your body. It's a matter of you understanding. That's why we have the picture that says, we get it. We understand what we need to do. And each one of you needs to know what you need to do. And it's different. It's not the same. I always love someone who says, she can eat anything she wants to. She eats 5 pounds of food and doesn't gain an ounce. I look at a pound of chocolate and gain 5 pounds. Yes, our metabolism is what breaks down things. Different people have different levels of metabolic rates. And as you get older, it slows down. This is why when you're 40, you don't eat like you did when you were 15 or 20, when you were an athlete, when you were active, and now you're in a job where you don't move around as much. And gee whiz, what is this extra? Why are my pants 38, 42, 50 instead of the 32 or 28 they were when I was in high school? Because we've eaten too much. And it's generally a gradual process. Yes, there are some conditions where it blows up very, very fast, and pathological conditions are there. But I'm talking about the average, normal, healthy individual. You are the person out there that's gaining weight a little bit each year. And that's why many times I talk about people, I says, just lose 5, 6 pounds each year. If you're 20, 30 pounds, 40 pounds overweight, just change your lifestyle enough that it will gradually come off. What does it take? If you wanted to lose, let's say, 10 pounds, that is only 1 pound for over 10 months. That's a quarter of a pound in a week. That's a quarter pounder. See that, go to McDonald's, ask for a quarter pounder and look at, that's all you have to lose this whole week to actually lose 10 pounds in the year. And that's only on 10 months. That's giving you 2 months of holidays to, hopefully hold even. But you got to take care of yourself. When you break it down into smaller portions, it becomes a lot easier. It's a lot easier to say, I don't need to have 3 glasses of soda when I go out to eat. Have you ever heard of water? Water's not fattening. If you don't like the taste of water, put a little slice of lemon in it. Put a piece of cucumber in it. Put a strawberry in it. I don't care what you do, but drink more water. That is one of the most important things you can do. In fact, it's the most important nutrient is water. Drink more of it. It helps cleanse the body. It helps cleanse the system. It helps cleanse the intestines and the whole body and system so it functions better. You don't have to have coffee in all your water. You don't have to have sugar in everything you do. Learn to drink those things which better, and that alone. There's a lot of people that would probably lose 10 pounds, 15 pounds a year and not gain that extra 5 or 10 pounds if they would simply change what they drink. Is it that hard? And I'm not talking about changing into diet drinks. I'm not a great fan of diet drinks. I'm not a fan of the chemicals. I'm not overly fan of the way in which you try to fool your body. These chemicals are not the best for you as far as I'm concerned. I don't think anything that's not natural is that good for you personally. But can you once in a while? Fine. Maybe put a little bit of something sweetener in an iced tea. But the more you can get away from drinks, sugared drinks, and drinks that are meant to either increase your awareness with coffees and teas and things like this, it's okay to have it, but not as much. Get into drinking more water. That is one of the best things you can do to start taking off weight. And when you look at somebody who's having a double-double of some sort of hamburger, and like the pictures before, with a big thing of fries, or and then with a big soda that they filled up twice or something like this. Michael Bloomberg, past mayor of New York, wanted to limit the size of drinks. He knew that it was something that was really just trying to help make people aware of what they were doing. The old saying is, if you only had a 4-ounce cup, how many times would you have to go back and forth to the soda machine to be able to consume the 62 ounces or the 68 ounces or the 72 ounces or whatever astronomical amount of fluids you're putting in your body of sugared water? Come on, folks. It's not healthy. And you want to lose weight? You want to take drugs to lose weight, or you want to just start drinking water? Now, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will get some water, and I'll put a remarkable diet drink on a label and put it on glasses of water. And if I can sell you that and get you to believe that, maybe that's what you need. You need to be fooled. You need to be lied to. You need to be deceived. Or you need to be responsible for your own actions. You can go to the doctor. You can take drugs that will suppress your appetite. You can also fill up. Hey, there's a lot of little tricks. There's a lot of little things you can do. There is the type of foods you have and what you have available. Remember, what you buy at the store is what you generally have to consume in the refrigerator. So therefore, if you're buying Twinkies and if you're buying hot dog, corn dogs, and if you're buying a bunch of junk food and putting it in your refrigerator, that's what you're going to eat. And that's not healthy. So you need to buy healthy too. You don't have to go through all the chips and things like this. You really don't need it. There's nobody that really needs chips. Now, can you have chips once in a while? Yeah, I like chips. I went to a place and I had myself, one of the best hot dogs that I've ever tasted. It was a Jerry's Hot Dogs over in La Mirada, or was it La Habra? Someplace over in that area. I paid $7 for a hot dog. Well, that's one way of keeping you from eating too much, that's for sure, because that was a ridiculous price. But it was this beautiful, beautiful piece of hot dog in a bun, nice sesame bun, and they had all sorts of condiments on it, and they crunched up some corn chips on it, and it was a fantastic hot dog. But I ate one of them, not two of them, not three of them, and it was once in a great while, especially at $7. I'm not ready to spend that much money on a hot dog again. But you can go to Subway's and you can buy a 6-inch sandwich. It's enough. You don't need a 12-inch sandwich and chips and soda. You don't have to combo everything. Eat that which is going to be filling to you. You don't have to eat until you overdo it, until you're lethargic, until you can't hardly walk, until you have to, I've got to go rest. I've eaten so much. Come on, folks. This is nutrients. This is for your health. This is food for you to build healthy tissue cells and you take good care of yourself. The other things is sugar. Hey, I love sugar probably as much, if not more, than just about anybody out there. My mother was a fantastic cook, and she cooked pies and cakes, and she makes the best fudge in the world. And I love all those things. I was raised on all those things, but we didn't have it every night. We had it occasionally. Sugar is something that's, I remember back in, I remember back in the 50s, and they would always say that if you want to improve nutrition, cut out white sugar and white flour. They were right then, they're right now. But there are times where, I'm also a realist, and I realize that, people aren't going to go to all the natural, organic, all the things of the hippie era of the 70s and everything else. It's kind of like they're going to deal with what's out there. You need to stay away from the donut shops if you're going to do that. But, you can go to donut shops and buy muffins. Of course, I think they put too much sugar in the muffins, too. So you've got to look at what's out there. In Los Angeles area, we have a large number of Asian bakeries. And Asian bakeries, generally, in most of their products, do not use as much sugar. And so you might find if there's something more satisfying or is satisfying enough at an Asian bakery where they have a little bit of sweetness to it, but it's not so rich with food. I went to one of the local restaurants that has a hot cookie with ice cream on top of it after the meal. I reached in there, and the cookie was so sweet, it almost made the ice cream taste flat. It was, it was too sweet. I'm sorry. If I want candy, I want candy. But then again, you don't have to have the supersized bar. Get a small bar. Get a mini bar. Get the ones that they pass out for candy at Halloween time. Put it in your refrigerator or freezer or something like this, and bring it out and have one little piece. Learn to control what it is you consume. Like I said, you don't have to have a 12-inch sandwich. You can get by with a 6-inch sandwich. You don't have to have the chips. You can have, even McDonald's offers salads. You can eat healthier at a lot of places now that used to be was strictly junk food. Why? Because there's people out there demanding it. You see, it's your choice. It's whatever you demand. Believe me, they will put more healthy foods in if that's what you're going to sell. But as long as you're willing to go out there and double and supersize and everything else, they're going to provide you with whatever it is that attracts you to their door. So you've got to be responsible. You've got to set the pathway, not only for your kids that are getting too heavy, but for yourself and also for society as a whole. You are society. You are the source by which these changes take place. You make a difference. What business will sell? You go, it doesn't take too long. If you go up to a counter and enough people walked up and says, wait a minute, you're saying you're going to charge me $6 for all of this unhealthy food? Forget it. And about time they see about 3, 5, 7% drop in business, they say, what does the consumer want? What will make them happy? What will bring them back? Oh, you mean some sliced apples? And I'm not talking about getting sliced apples with caramel sauce for them, but simply sliced apples. Tasty, wonderful. Other foods, other healthy foods that you can ask for. You don't have to have breads. You don't have to have sugars. And so I want you to know that you need to be responsible for you. Your health is in your hands. And when we come back, we want to talk about giving your health to somebody else in emergencies. I'll be back shortly.
Add some crazy flavor to your vape pen. You're looking for something new and exciting in liquid vapor? Go to Crazy Cloud's e-juice. Find them at burstoflavor.com and try any of the new 12 flavors they have available: blueberry, mint, raspberry, chocolate, gummy bear, hemp, watermelon, cola, orange, pina colada, coconut, or Red Bully. Call us today at 855-WE-BURST or visit us at burstoflavor.com and order yours today.
What's wrong?
I can't stop craving a cigarette. I just quit. Hey, what are you smoking on?
Oh, this? Best e-juice on the planet. Burst of flavor, of course.
What's that?
Only the best alternative to smoking with a great flavor. It has a burst of flavor in every puff.
Well, does it have nicotine?
It comes in different levels, including 0. They have 20 flavors and more coming. All the products are made in the U.S. Check them out at www.burstoflavor.com or call them at 855-WE-BURST.
Hey, let's burst together.
It's not just flavor, it's an experience. Cigarettes, you've met your match.
Are you watching the game at home? Why? Come watch it at Mambo Grill, the hottest spot in Downey. You'll have good food, drinks, and a great time at a low price. We have the coldest beer in our sports bar, where you can enjoy the game on any of our huge flat screen TVs. And when your home team wins, you get 25% off anything in Mambo Grill. We're on Downey Avenue, 1 block north of Firestone, or visit us on the web. Mambo Grill, love at first bite.
Hey, bro, this is a good game. You know what would make it better?
What, bro?
A michelada.
A michelada? What's a michelada?
A michelada is somewhere in the middle of a Mexican Bloody Mary and a Mexican margarita.
Oh, I got you covered, bro.
You got a cup in your pocket?
No, sir. I got my pocket-sized michelada. Mucho macho michelada.
Pocket size?
Pocket size, so you can take it with you anywhere you go.
Where'd you get that at?
At the nearest convenience store, and you can also buy it at muchomachomichelada.com.
You know what would make it better? After we get drunk, if they had a line we could call.
We can call their drunk line. You can leave a message and then log on to the site and listen to your stupidity afterwards.
What's that number?
It's 855-MICHE-69.
What's that number again?
855-MICHE-69.
Awesome. Mucho macho michelada.
Okay, I beat you up enough on losing weight. I just wanted to do a little bit of it since, I know everybody's out there making their New Year's resolutions and beginning to break them. So I thought I'd just give you a little bit kick in the shins and let you know that, hey, I'm listening, I'm watching. Come on, let's take better care of ourselves. The next part of this program, that we kind of split it tonight or today, and I wanted to talk something that's very, very important, and that is having an advocate for emergencies. It's important because it's an issue that's come very close to me over the last several months, and I wanted to share it. I've shared it in my blogs, I've shared it in my Facebooks, I've shared it in all the writings I do, because it is one of the most important things that you can do in case of emergency. It is so important that at least one person in your life that is close to you, it doesn't mean they have to like you, but they're close to you, cares enough to be able to become your advocate in emergencies. Let me tell you a situation that has occurred and how that has saved this person's life so many, many times, just because of one situation. In the past, I have talked about a serious accident that happened to my nephew. A building fell on him, his liver was crushed, all sorts of problems developed, and in 5 months, in fact, it was 5 months yesterday since the accident, he is still hospitalized, and we are working and hopefully he will be in California at a hospital in California to start rehabilitation. The good news is he's still with us and he's still fighting, and that's the important thing. But the truth is that he wouldn't be with us if it were not for his advocate. And his advocate happened to be his mother. We always like to think that mothers are always our advocate, but not necessarily. Mothers can also not be a good advocate. I'm not saying that every mother should be their child's advocate, because the advocate is somebody who will do what you want to be done. They will stand up for you. They know where you are coming from in the sense of your health care. They are the person that can ask the questions that you may not be in shape or be able to ask. You may be in a coma. You may have been injured in a way that you cannot respond to things. And you need somebody who will respond for you. My nephew was laid out. He had been crushed. He was not in good shape. He was not aware. He was in so much pain. The medications he gave made him basically lethargic, and he wasn't functioning. He also needed someone to speak for him because the services he would get were life-threatening, things that were being done to him. And his mother happened to have enough of a background and knowledge in healthcare, which helps. It doesn't mean everybody has to have someone who's in healthcare, but it helps. The more knowledgeable a person is, as long as that knowledge is in keeping with where you want the procedures to take place. And if someone disagrees with you, this isn't a good advocate for you. You want someone who will act on your behalf. Now, in the course of time, my nephew's advocate, his mother, had to make some important decisions. What he would be given, what services he would have, what might help him. She stayed by his bedside and has been by his bedside probably 4 out of the 5 months. She was always afraid to leave it because every time she does, someone does something stupid. And believe me, hospitals, doctors, and all can do things that are stupid. In the course of his treatment, he's been overdosed at least twice, if not 3 times, overdosed. Too much drugs. He's been given drugs that have caused massive rashes. In other words, he's had life-threatening reactions to drugs that doctors were not even paying attention to. So you have to demand things now. Unfortunately, healthcare has come to the point where it is so technical that doctors have lost the understanding that they are talking about and dealing with a human being. You're a kidney, you're a liver. You're not a human being anymore. You're a brain, you're a broken leg, you're a crushed that. No, you're a human being. And doctors out there, and I would love to have them listening, but I'm sure they're not, need to wake up that you are becoming morally bankrupt when it comes to patient care. You don't care about your patients. You care about a cure. You care about a disease. You care about the results of something, which may or may not always be to the best interest of the patient. You see, I really do appreciate those doctors who had surgical skills that were able to put a stent in my nephew's abdomen. It was for his liver because the liver had been crushed, and did an excellent job. It saved his life. He did an excellent job. But while he's in the hospital, which, by the way, hospitals are one of the worst places you can be, he was stuck there. And he was stuck there so long that as he was healing from one thing, he got another thing, and that was fungal pneumonia. Now, even though he had an advocate by his side, the frustration that came about, can you imagine what it was like if he was aware? But the frustration that came about for his mother was the fact that people don't seem to care. Bureaucrats seem to be sitting on pencils and everything else and just pushing paperwork and forgetting that paperwork is somebody's life. We've lost compassion. We've lost caring in healthcare. It's not even really health services. It's disease treatment. It's a procedure. It's a this. It's a technical that. It's a blip on the screen. It's a whatever. Speaking of blips on the screen, here's another circumstance that came up. I get a devastating call from my sister who's telling me that my nephew's heart had stopped for about a minute and a half, and the doctor recommended that there be a no resuscitation if that is the wish of him, and they came in and got him to sign off on a no resuscitation. Now that's devastating for the mother to sit there and see that a sign above her son's bed. Except for one thing. There was nothing wrong with his heart. It was the monitor that was a problem. Yeah. No one apologized. Oh, I'm sorry or anything like this. No one bothered to, making sure it had the right battery hooked up, or it was hooked up like it should be. That patient and his advocate went through hell because they thought his heart was breaking down and falling apart. After they got the machinery hooked up correctly, there was nothing wrong with his heart. But that's what you will find in hospitals. Understand, every year, 100,000 people die because of drug error, doctor error, and hospital errors. 100,000 people every year. That means in my lifetime, if they were the same every year, over 7 million people have needlessly died. Oh, by the way, those are not some kooks stats. You can get this information. It's out there. In fact, actually, the 100,000 is considered to be very, very low. Those are the ones that are reported. There's a lot that aren't reported. I was talking to a friend that happened to be a pharmacy tech. He says, you wouldn't believe the mistakes that are made and the overdosages and the things that are created. We already saw the overdosages with my nephew. And, it's even with an advocate. All you can do is yell, scream, holler, get in here, get this taken care of. Because many times hospitals don't have too high of a patient load. There's not enough services. Well, it was during the holidays. People were home enjoying Christmas. They were enjoying New Year's. They were enjoying other things. But people's lives were at stake. And they weren't getting care. So all of a sudden, there is a drug overdose. So you have to counter the drug overdose with something else. And then you cause another problem. And here's a man fighting for his life who has struggled hard to gain about 13 pounds and within 3 or 4 days had lost most of it because of the stupidity of other people who could have easily have killed him from what they gave him. So you need an advocate that's going to yell and going to scream and is going to be there to watch the drugs that you are being given and the procedures that are going to be done. One of the things is it's so much easier when someone says, I got pain. Well, here's a pain pill. I'm feeling a little bit agitated. Oh, fine. Here's another medication like Xanax or some other stupid medication that's out there that causes more damage than good that it might do. Oh, here's more drugs. Here's more drugs. Now, here's a patient whose liver had been crushed. It can't it can't filter out all that is needed and all the junk that's being put into it. That's what the purpose of the liver is. And it's all building up there. And how much is it going to be harmed? How many times have you listened to a drug commercial and the drug commercial says, if you have a liver problem, be sure and tell your doctor. Why? Because this drug that they're suggesting will probably cause a liver problem. And if you have one, it could be maybe even lethal. So be very, very careful. Read. That's what the computer is out there for. Educate yourself. You have to know more because you can't trust those who you are allowing to control your health care. You need to be able to say no. You need to be able to say, I want another opinion. I want to know what happens if we didn't do this. Is this absolutely necessary? Why is it absolutely necessary? Why do you have to do this testing? People have to be held to account. There are so many lazy people in healthcare professionals. I don't want to go look at the records. Let's just run another test and then they'll put it on my desk. It's much easier. I don't want to have to thumb through the files. And so they overtest and overtest. Well, if you have somebody like my poor nephew who has a work comp injury, there's an insurance company that's going to pay for all of it. Let them pay for it. Let them pay for it. Who cares? Believe me, if they didn't get paid what they would like to get paid, and what they do get paid, they probably wouldn't be wasting so much. But they just do that. Over-testing, over-drugging, doing things that harm a patient that is trying to recover. So you need somebody there who's going to speak up for you and is going to question. When it came to pain medications, we will talk a little bit more about it when we come back. But this is serious. Start thinking about who you would like to have as your advocate should you ever need it. And we'll be back shortly.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra-modern, ultra-clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today, or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
ProTech Carpet Tile and Care provides professional cleaning services for carpet, tile, grout, upholstery, and fine area rugs.
ProTech technicians are professionally trained and certified cleaning and restoration experts.
We specialize in restoring damage caused by heavy soil and odor.
We can remove challenging spots such as coffee, tea, ink, gum, wine, and many more.
We have saved our customers thousands of dollars on new flooring and furniture expenses with our advanced cleaning processes.
Call for a free estimate at 562-447-4300 and visit us on our website, www.myprotechsite.com.
Hey, this is Joe Perez, owner at ProTech. Just reminding you that ProTech Carpet and Tile Care is your professional choice.
Number one. Number one.
Is that a stutter or as high as you can count?
I was ordering number one. Tequila.
Everybody's asking for number one.
Great, another fancy bottle.
These guys are true artists. Never compromise integrity. They make tequila
Come
in the
on.
old-fashioned way. Never mass produced.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying have the number one. Anything less is number two. Number one, tequila.
We are the Three Guys Rant
with Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rant Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69 The Three Guys.
It's not the Three Guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's. The other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69 3 Guys. G-U-Y-S and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
And as this is the last part of our program today, I want to kind of finish up on the advocacy of your health care. It is so important, again, that you have somebody who can speak for you and ask opinions. But you need to do it also. So many times we become intimidated by doctors, by the healthcare professionals, and we allow them to kind of walk all over us. Remember one thing. You are hiring them to do a job. They are your employee. They don't have the right to do anything and everything they want to. They only are allowed to do that which you allow them to do. You know, you can say no, or I need to understand this better, or I would like to get a second opinion. If they don't like it, they're not worth going back to. You know, there's a lot of arrogant people out there in healthcare. And you need to know that you're the one that pays the price. If they make a mistake, you pay the price. You're the one that can be hurt. You're the one that can die because of what they may or may not do. But you can also lose your home. Most personal bankruptcies are due to the cost of healthcare. one of the shows we had talked about the Affordable Health Care Act, and there's a lot of angry people out there. And what I keep telling everybody, I says, then fine, give me a better solution. Because you cannot have a healthcare system that is so money-grubbing, so expensive, that you can't afford to use it. And if you don't have insurance, you can lose your house if you do use it. I was teaching a class in which the husband and wife said that they were concerned about their son. He had a high fever. They wanted to get him checked out. They didn't have, doctors don't make house calls anymore. At least most doctors don't. There's a few that are beginning to. There's a few good doctors out that are more compassionate. We'll talk about that in a moment. But they took him to emergency, as so many parents will do. He had a high temperature. You put him into a room, whether they were cooling him off or whatever, they gave him some Tylenol and checked him. Temperature came down and he was sent home. The bill that they received was $3,000. That's right, $3,000. Now, the insurance company paid all but a few $100s of it. That's insane. It's insane that the insurance company would allow that kind of a charge to be paid. It's insane that we have a system that would rip people off to such an extent that they think their services are of such a value that they are worth that kind of, but they have all these other losses. We have a government that's caused these things in the sense that you must take care of people that whether they pay or don't pay. If they don't pay, that means I have to steal it or take it from somebody else. So that $3,000 probably paid for a lot of people who didn't have insurance, didn't have any health care, didn't have anything else to pay the bill. So this one family that had insurance had to pay the bill, or at least their insurance company did. And why do you think the insurance company was so expensive? Because they knew they were going to have to pay this extreme charge for the services. We've got to make a lot of changes in healthcare. You need to be very, very careful. I tell each and every one of my patients, your health is your responsibility. We talked about it in the first half of the show when we talked about obesity and losing weight. That is just a simple thing. It really is. If you want to lose weight, don't eat as much food. It's really portion control and quality of foods that you eat. It's not a rocket science. I don't care how many things that are out there on the market, what drugs that are out there, or what product says, continue to do whatever you're doing because this product, you can lose weight even though you're eating too much and not exercising. Come on. You get what you pay for. You need to be responsible for yourself. You need to be willing to take care of yourself. You're the only you get. And I got news for you. Those spare parts aren't any good. I remember I have a very wonderful pastor who comes to see me. And he gave a comment about, could you ask God to give me another spine? And I sent back a message to him. I said, I'm sorry, only one per customer. What you get is the best for you. It was custom made for you. Take good care of your body. You're one of a kind. You're special. There's no one else like you, good, bad, or indifferent. But you got to take good care of yourself. You need to make sure you're protected with an advocate in emergencies. You need to make sure you have a system of health care that you are prepared to deal with. There's the possibility of getting insurance now through the Affordable Health Care Act and California Care, whatever it might be. Good, bad, or indifferent. If it's not good, find something better. If you don't like the process of affordable health care, then politicians, give us something better. Just don't bitch about that which is bad. I'm tired of hearing people complain, bitch, bellyache. Everybody can complain, but few people. It's only leaders who find solutions. And bitching and complaining about somebody else is not a solution. In the meantime, you and each and every one of you out there pays the price of these so-called demigods who are out there dictating to how your life is going to be run. You have doctors who will kill you. You have politicians who don't really give a damn. You have drug industry that simply wants to sell a product, good, bad, or indifferent, and a lot of it is bad. The past president, head of Squibb, before it was Bristol Myers Squibb, once made a comment: if they were to take all the drugs in the world and dump them into the ocean, it'd be better for mankind and worse for the fishes. Do not believe that we have a good healthcare system. Senator Mitch McConnell is an idiot. He's with Sanum says we have the finest healthcare in the world. He's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He might have the best care, but you sure don't. You pay the price. You pay the cost. You pay it with your life and the life of your loved ones when these people make mistakes. So you need to make the changes. You need to demand that which is going to be good for you. But you have to be responsible for you too. You see, Dr. Oz of the Dr. Oz show on television talks about 80% of our chronic conditions are due to the choices we make. Do you realize if we all made better choices and correct choices, that 80% of our conditions would be reduced? Doesn't that make a little bit more sense than saying, well, we got to put money into more research for more drugs to come up with more symptomatic relief? That's all that drugs do. They treat symptoms. Drugs are not health. Health is what your God-given birthright. That's what you're supposed to be. If your body's functioning optimally because you take care of it, because you feed it right, because you exercise it, because you get the rest, because you reduce stress in your life, you keep it in balance, you will be healthy. You got to take care of yourself. You've got to lose that weight if you're overweight. You've got to get exercise if you need exercise. You've got to reduce that stress if you're in a lot of stress. You don't have to be. You can change your thinking. Everybody's capable of changing your thinking. You can be healthier if you want to be healthier, or you can continue to abuse your body, not take care of yourself, do all the wrong things, and end up in emergency and at the mercy of whoever does whatever to your body. Hopefully you have that advocate alongside to say, he really doesn't take good care of himself, so, do the best you possibly can. Is that what you want in healthcare? Is that what you want for your children? Is that what you want to be part of the society? Come on, folks. You're responsible. You are the ones that can change the nutritional makeup of this country. You are the ones that can put the demand on healthcare systems. Why is it that the education of doctors takes $500,000? And then they still come out not really knowing that much. They're so indebted, they can't even think of philanthropic activities. We need to change the education of our professionals in making sure we have doctors who care. I was in my nephew's hospital. I was there for 5 days. It was supposed to be a meeting with the doctors. The doctor never showed up. My sister has been there now for over 3 weeks, and that idiot doctor has yet to show up. He doesn't want to show up because he doesn't want to be told what an idiot he may be, because he thinks he knows it all, and he doesn't. Doctors don't know it all. You know more about your health and welfare than most doctors know, but you're the one that's got to take care of yourself. You can hire a good doctor. There's some good doctors out there. There's good and bad medical doctors. There's good and bad chiropractors. There's good and bad vets. You got to look for the good ones you can trust, ones that are caring, ones that will do the right thing for you. But you've got to do the right thing for you. You got to take care of yourself. So lose that few pounds you put on at Christmas time. Take a vacation. Reduce the stress in your life. Share the love with those who care about you, your family, your friends. Share a good life. Take some time to relax and enjoy life. Make sure you have some comfort at night that you can crawl in bed and get a good night's sleep. Rest is important, very important. Make sure you don't need to get the closest parking spot to the store. Walk a little bit more. Get a little bit more exercise. Make sure the foods that you're buying are good for you. If no one buys the junk food, they won't manufacture it anymore. Make sure you're getting the food that's going to give you the best chance to repair and maintain a healthy body. Good nutrition. There's a lot of good stuff out there, but you need to learn about it. What you buy is what you bring home, is what you cook, is what you put on the table, is what your family consumes. You're responsible, whether you be the husband or the wife or the kid or whoever it is that goes and does the shopping. You're responsible what comes into that family. Learn. There is so much you can learn. This is, whether it be the over testing that people do or whatever it might be, you need to take control of your life. Get on the computer, learn about health. We hope you'll come back and you'll listen to us rant and rave about whatever else is going on in healthcare. I'm the Dr. Gerald Coy. This is the Share Foundation, a public charity here to help give you greater awareness on a healthier life. See you again.